Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Expedition League 3.15. In this episode, I'm going to be showcasing the logbooks, doing a whole tutorial on my logbook explanation, because I think I will give you guys the upfront. Logbooks are fucking broken. They're insane. Okay, now let me explain how this works. It's like Blight maps. Once you start doing them, you can just keep doing logbooks and you don't need to play the rest of the game because it's not linked to anything. You can just do them right now and it's its own thing, and you can just enjoy logbooks. You can do them low tier, you could do them mid tier, you could do them high tier, you could do the shit ones that are high tier, and you'll still do pretty well. Oh man, let's get into this shit. So anyways, we have these logbooks here, guys. What are we looking at when we see them? The item level, the area level, the different areas you get, so forest, ruins, volcanic, island, shipwreck, reef. You can alchem to get quantity, pack size, item rarity. Then you're gonna have the second one, which is like the different group. So Druid of the Broken Circle shit. Knights of the Sun is Danig, which is a reroll thought guy. You can get logbooks and you can get different currencies, so he's really good. And then he's also how you start these logbooks. But yeah, you can exchange your currency from Grand Sun to this, and this is also burial medallions, and they're 8C right now. So anyways, None of the Sun's cool. Then there's also Black Scythe, and there's also Druid of the Broken Circle. So those are the different ones that you can get. Order of the Chalice is the other one. There's 4, which is each person. So you want Scythe or Sun when you're buying these. You want to do Scythe or Sun if you want the best ones, but I think that technically any of them are going to be good because the other ones are cheaper, and maybe doing the cheaper one you could have better returns because people are all dogging over the highest tier ones. So then I wanted to show how there's also different remnant modifiers or explosive modifiers or monster modifiers or chest markers. There's so many different ones. So here we have quantity of artifacts dropped by monsters increased. That one's pretty fun because artifacts are the currencies of the people to reroll their shit and buy their shit, which is very valuable right now. It's very expensive. Here, let me show you. These are my rates right now. 501 of these lesser for 10 chaos, 950 common for 10 chaos, 850 greater for 10 chaos, and then 65 for 10 on the grand. This one hasn't been selling at 65, so it's probably 70 of them. It would cost me 70 of these to sell for 10, and then that would be like 150 chaos almost, right? So it's insane, and these were selling at 6C, but I have 10 for 60, so I have to wait till I have 10 again, and I sold all of my Sun. The burial medallion sold at 8C. It's crazy. So that's the explanation there for artifacts. And then number of explosives. When you come into the map, you have 20 explosives. I'm going to run this map with you guys actually after. I'm going to run this map after I talk about all the different modifiers and what they do and how useful they are. So you have 20 bombs, and then we have this increased number of explosives, which is 10 to 40. So you can get 40% increased, which is like 8 more bombs. So you can be up to 28 from the natural 20. It's pretty crazy. That's a lot. Then we have it's actually really good. Both of these are good in my opinion. Artifacts is free money. Explosives lets you pick more shit and it's more fun. Additional chest markers, absolutely hilarious. There's so many chests. It's so profitable. It's so good. You just put down one pylon, I'll show you after, and you just get you get like 5 in one pylon. Okay, you'll see what I mean. Then we have explosive radius. So you know how we could have more explosives? You can also make it the radius bigger of the circle, the pylon we put down on these things. I'll show you how that works after. The explosive stuff is really cool because I'll show you the circle that we get to use to put the pylon, and then that's the explosion radius basically, and so it gets bigger, the big circle. Quantity of artifacts dropped by monsters. The one from chess is better, or it's kind of both, but yeah. Then this one, the remnants, is the pylon that you put down, the big circle. Remnants are these pylons that you can blow up, and then they add modifiers to the chain. Every monster and chest after that remnant, that pylon, is going to be affected by your explosion. So you get these modifiers. Additional suffix modifiers on the remnants, which on the remnants you could have like 50% quantity of chests, stack decks from every 35% of chests, so lots of free loot and stuff. You could get enchanted items, fractured items, influenced items, There's so many different things you could go for on the remnants. I'll show you that in game after. I don't worry about it too much anymore. In the beginning I did, but I try to just get all the loot. That's what I'm trying to do. I'll show you how I run a map after. It'll make a lot more sense. I think I can only go over all this shit so much, but the actual experience will be the best way people will learn. So anyways, area contains 30% increased number of monster markers. That's pretty simple and obvious. You see monster markers. It's the small skull stick. Though there will be more of those. Easy. Increased number of remnants. So that's the pylons that have the suffixes that give us bonuses, but can also do phys immune. It's the same thing that gives you phys immune, chaos immune, fire immune, the block, the dodge, all that AIDS shit. Impale, poison, bleed, ignite. Like, oh god. So suffix is the good mod though. Number of remnants is both. Okay. And then additional chest markers. We already went over that one. Then we have additional suffix, number of monster markers, number of remnants, chest markers, same thing. Oh yeah, so I want to show you here. I used Phenomenal Plagued Arachnids. I have them here. This is a beast in Bestiary that lets you split an item that's rare in half, but you can only split once, and then it gets a split tag, and you can't split again. So I'm showing you how these are the same. You can split these logbooks. And then you can, so the other tip is, before you split, you can actually do the Blessed Orb to re-roll the implicit. So you see how they have the additional suffix and monster markers on the Knight of the Sun, because we would do Knight of the Sun because we like Sun and Scythe. We don't want Druids of the Broken Circle. And so Knights of the Sun, I rolled the modifiers with a Blessed Orb and got 30-39. And then you can see this. They're the same. So you roll it first with the Blessed Orb, and then you split it, and you save on Blessed Orbs because you didn't have to do two. Blessed Orbs are almost 1-to-1 to Chaos. They're very expensive. They're very rare. It's crazy. And so showing you here again, these are the same. But yeah, so quantity of artifacts, number of remnants, monster markers, and explosives. So you can also get number of explosives I showed you on the first one. That's really fun because you get from 20 to 27, 28. It's pretty fun if you get up to the high. And then we have number of monster markers, remnants. Okay, so there's runic monsters, which if you guys haven't already learned how this works, in a normal map, the big skull stick is a runic monster. A runic monster is how you get the logbooks. You have to pick all the big skulls to get all the logbooks because that's where all the money is. So big sticks with big skull, runic monsters. There will be more of those in this, which gets you more like exotic coinage. If it's Knight of the Sun, it gives you the burial medallion, which is the reroll currency, and it can also give you some crazy shit. They're pretty fun. Number of explosives, additional chest markers. We have explosive at the bottom. Explosive placement range is really cool because instead of having a short tether between the bombs, you have a really far reach, and you can get up to 50%. The rest are the same that we've seen. Also there's one here. Area contains an additional underground area. I hope that my map that I show you has an underground area so I can show you what that is. But basically it's like an abyss. You open up this tunnel, and then you go in the tunnel, and it's pretty short, and there's loot at the end, and there's a bunch of monsters usually. Some of them don't have monsters and still loot. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Sometimes they put the boss underground. It turns into an underground area, but it's actually just a boss, and that's in Knights of the Sun. But yeah, we won't be doing this. It doesn't have to say this for it to have one. It's just that this guarantees one underground area, and you can have up to two. So you can just randomly get two even without this mod. So don't think that you need this mod to get an underground area. It's going to happen a lot of the time, like 50% of your maps. And then you can also do this where you get a triple implicit modifiers. Which you can roll with Blessed Orbs, and then you could also split, so you get two of them, and you can see some crazy mods on there. One of them has the underground area. That's the Scythe. That's the one we would be taking. So underground area, increased number of monster markers, and number of explosives. Woo! I can't wait to run that one. That's sick. So I actually have these are mine, and I get to run these later, and I'm gonna run this one right now with you guys and try to talk you through what I'm doing. Those were the normal ones that I haven't split yet. I need to roll them with Blessed, then I need to rare them, and then I split them, but they're all 82 plus. That's just what I'm going for. Personally, I think that you could be doing any tier and probably doing really well, and maybe even lowers more profitable at some specific tier. You can squeeze in and get some better value, because no one's doing it, because everyone might be trying to do the higher tier or not doing it at all. and then they're just selling it, and maybe you could profit on a lower tier where the price doesn't make sense. I don't know. I haven't ran the lower. I only ran the higher, so I can't say that it's bad. I can only say that there's potential that it's pretty good. So you go to Danig in your hideout or in any town or any area. It's pretty fucking crazy how you could even find him technically, I think, in a map, but then he tells you can't use this in a map. You have to be in your hideout to open up an expedition map. But let's go. So here you'd see 3 different ones because of this one having 3, but sometimes there's only 2. And so I'm looking for sun or scythe. Scythe is literally a scythe, so it's obvious. This one's a sun, and you can open it. Yep, just make sure you open up the right one, and then it opens up a map with 6 portals. And here we are in Volcanic Island. So I told you that there's different areas, and you'll get a feel for them by either watching the stream or playing them yourself and realizing there's a bunch of different areas. I have been liking all of them. They have very unique things for each one, and they feel very different. But anyways, time to get this started. So what are we looking at? This is absolutely insane. This kind of reminds you guys of a Blight map, but we have vision of the whole map, which is kind of new. I don't know how often we have this. It's very far, how far I can see. So anyways, I'm at 27 bombs because this area had the increased number of bombs and chest markers. I told you about that, so I'm at 27 instead of 20. And then we have an underground area. It means an underground area, this rock, and it shows on the map, and then that rock, and it shows on the map. So there's 2, just like I was hoping, and then this is actually a split map, so I've already played one like this last night, and it was so good, and here we go again, dude. It's pretty crazy. So I could start this way and come down after getting the Legion and I think I'm going to try this. I'm going to get Legion and, oh, yeah, there you go. So you can see how the range on this is pretty small, but I can get both, and that would be like optimal placement. And I'm not, as you can tell, I didn't really look for the remnants. I'm looking for loot. So I'm looking at the chain of loot and how I'm going to get this around and get all the loot I need. So that's awkward. While I come here, I'll get 2 runic monsters. You can see they're the big sticks. And then I can grab a very efficient 2. And I go as far left as possible on the second one on the outside so that I can get to the next area. I want to come to this unique and this fragment. And then because I've already got the unique, I can go as far as I can on this fragment. And this is kind of what I do. I look for loot, and I don't care too much about the specific remnants. And in this case, I would just skip the unique and continue. And then I wouldn't worry about the remnant. It's fossil. That's pretty good, actually. I'm going to grab it there. And then I want this. I do want this, but it's so far out of the way. But at least we get another runic monster. We can get the armor chest too. Here's Blight plus, this is artifacts. It's actually really fucking good. I was gonna say that earlier that, there's a lot of good chests to go for, like currency, ritual, artifacts. There's, wait, could I get that one in there too? Oh my god, you see that? Do you see how the placement really matters? You gotta be like a little precise. And here I can get the remnant. So this is a remnant. And you can see how it says additional currency shards. Oh my god, 20% from runic monsters. So you see all those runic monsters? And now I have to pick them after this remnant. So that's how the remnant works. You hit a remnant, and then it affects all the stuff after. Like here I have runic monsters dropping unique items. So these will drop unique. There's another one over here. And you can see how number of explosives is really cool because I get to open so much shit. It's so crazy. And it could be huge differences for us, right? So there's a Blight. To be honest, I skip that shit. Now, like if it's like that, I'm just gonna skip it because it's just not that efficient. Here I want the fragment, and then I want the currency back here, and then I want to come back in as far as possible, get the unique and the currency, and then I need to get perfect. I wanted to get the underground area and start heading over this way because we're gonna want either this ritual div or this area and the other one. I'm gonna definitely come down because I need to get the other area. We're coming down for the div. We're gonna get the div and the ritual. We'll skip the rarity from unique from monsters. I don't care. The XP doesn't matter either. I'm trying to head over to this tunnel. The whole tunnel gets affected by all the remnants before this, and sometimes the tunnels can have like a lot of runic monsters. You might see it after this. And so I would connect this, and now I'm only missing this one fragment chest, and it's fine. Like, that's fine. And this one ritual, and this one div. Overall, we got absolutely fucking everything I could ask for. I don't care for jewelry chests. I don't care for gems. I don't care. Uniques are pretty low on my tier list. They're in the middle. You can go for them, but they're not. You don't go out of your way for them. Don't waste an extra. So my point is, let's say you're going into a dead end. You're going down into a corner, and then you see how if I came from here down, I'd have to come back up that way. It's not worth it for any of these things. So gem, jewelry, uniques, breach, weapon chests, armor chests, maps. You get enough map sustain already, and this doesn't. You don't even need to map. You just buy them, and so then Blight isn't that good either because it gives you maps with Blight encounters on them. So I go more for the currency, fragments, ritual, heist, fragments, divs, and the artifacts. Those are my main stuff. They're way better. Ritual. I hope I mentioned ritual. So yeah, here we go. Let's actually open this shit now. And then I explained how the remnants work, but you can see that it doesn't matter that much. It's not the main driving factor for what I do. And then you have to make sure you don't get immune to physical in my build. But these are the modifiers. If you want to see them, you can hover this little like weird looking thing and it shows you them. And now I'll enjoy my loot. So item level 82 on this one. Got a Gilded Legion Scarab. That's already really good. And this is my Stone Golem build. Welcome. So they just kill while I'm looting. And it's fucking sick. And then I just put out a build for the step 3 upgrade to this build, so it shows you exactly what I'm running at this current point, and how to do it, and all. I have all the upgrades from the budget all the way up with 3 steps to this current build that's now doing the end game logbooks. So if you can't do this build's pretty sick. But now look, I'm just looting all the chests. After all that planning, it wasn't as much planning as you may think. I'm getting better at it, and I only took my time there because I wanted to explain it all to you guys for some understanding. But as you can see, sometimes you get some big monsters that clearly do some slow attacks, and those are the runic monsters, and they're kind of scary. But this is Sun, so it's not that bad. When I do Scythe, they have fucking crossbows, and they shoot these big cascading circles that are crazy, and so this is pretty good. And you can see I'm just getting all this loot. It's absolutely insane. I still have 2 tunnels to do. Burial medallion. Nice, nice. Grand, greater, grand. I showed you the prices, if you remember. So 500 of lesser is 10C. Like, that's absolutely bonkers. And one of these is 50C. So that's what we're trying to pay off by doing this. Rusted Metamorph. We got that Gilded Legion earlier. We have literally just pure chaos. Here's chisels. What the fuck is that? Yep. Spectral Hollow. So all these monsters, the runics, are affected by all of those remnants. So you can see a ton of things happening like uniques. Because I told you I have that chance of uniques dropping. These are additional currency. So I'm assuming eventually I'll hit a unique. An exalted or even better potentially. With the, you can also get, I showed you the hitting currency shards. So then I would expect that you could get a mirror shard drop. But this shit's pretty insane. I got that polished blight, burial medallions 8C I've pointed out. There's the fusings 5C, 6 chisels, all those artifacts. That's the currency for re-rolling. It's pretty insane. I just wanted to drop it off so we could continue, because I want to play the rest of the map for the video. You gotta get that transmute, bro. That's huge. Okay, we have a runic monster, 2 runic monsters. Here's another runic. That's why they're dropping artifacts and uniques. It's pretty cool. So it depends on the remnants that you get, but as you could tell, I didn't force remnants. I think eventually I might get better at comboing, right? Because it's just, I've done like 70 or something now. And I have another 78. Gilded Blight Scarab. Nice. The ones that affect chests are really cool when I'm going for all the chests. And why I like the chests is because it's guaranteed loot. You know what you're getting, and it's really sick. And it makes like the most sense of that it's kind of hard to do. And so that was all the loot. It was really sick. I can show you how much sun I got from that because I put them away. Which means they went to my extra stash and I was 0. I had sold them all. So from that one logbook, I got a burial medallion, 502 lesser, 358 common, 347 sun, and 55 grand. So yeah, just in this currency, it's like a lot. And I can technically just go to Danig and just exchange this for the scythe and then sell it at the rates I showed you. And it's easier just to sell one currency, and I've already yeah, scythe is really good. Scythe is ridiculous, dude. So that's what I've been doing, and then burial medallion and fucking 8C I'll sell eventually. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that map. I'm gonna do a bunch more today. I'm gonna do so many logbooks. I have it planned. It's so sick. And I hope this was helpful for anyone interested in doing logbooks. I think I haven't done the lower tier, so like I said, I have no idea. But from what I understand, also awakener level doesn't matter. The map completion might be nice to get like map sustain. You can get these maps to drop while you're doing the logbooks. So then when you come back to your atlas, you're gonna have a ton of maps and a free map pool. And then the awakening objective bonuses doesn't work. I can show you in the map. So the modifiers are would be normally boosted by the awakening bonus, like Blight maps, but this isn't like Blight, so all these modifiers are exactly the same and nothing changed from your awakening bonus. So less effective curse, monster damage, quantity, and all that didn't get changed. So awakening bonus objectives doesn't matter for this. And so I've told you every single thing I do. The juicing, the only thing I guess I didn't mention was alking your map and then rolling it with chaos so that it's something you like running. That's always personal preference, up to you, you know, what your build is capable of running. But either way, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful for people trying to get into logbooks and trying to play the new league mechanic. Basically, the point is you can just keep chaining these if you buy them and just keep going them back to back to back to back, and you never map and you never do the normal expedition, and you're just printing 1 or 2 currencies. If you only buy, let's say for example, I'll give you guys a fun one. If you only buy Gwenin, right, then you will only get Gwenin currency when you're not mapping, you're not doing anything else, and you're just playing the logbook. No matter what tier you're doing, if you're doing only one type, then you're going to always get, you're gonna always get that one currency, and it might. So my advice would be to pick the one you like, and then you could just spam that that trader in your hideout. It's really sick. You could just use this one vendor. Let's say you like going for headhunters. Let's say you like crafting your own gear and selling it for profit. Let's say you like haggling with Tujin. Or you could just literally convert him into any of them, and you could reroll for logbooks if you really wanted to. Which the percent that I was getting was not very good when I was doing it before. But either way, I think this should be really helpful for a lot of people, and very eye-opening, and hopefully gives them the bigger picture on how these logbooks work. This is the end. Let's fucking go, dude. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon, my YouTube members who financially support the channel. I can't do this without you guys, so thank you guys for all the support. And thank you to all my Twitch subs on Twitch while I'm streaming. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!